Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it.
TRP Nation, we are back.
Good job, man.
We are here at the beautiful Immortal Vision Studios today, man, on location to bring y'all an amazing interview. Today's guest is a creative entrepreneur, visionary, and a philanthropist whose dedication to excellence drives everything he does. How old are you?
28.
At 28, he's already tackled corporate America, left a career in finance to create one of the best photography studios and creative communities that Philadelphia has ever seen. His daily drive to create, innovate, and inspire is something extremely rare that will surely guide him to sustained success. His client list reads like a who's who of entertainment and sports, having worked with Revolt TV, shout out to Revolt, Foot Locker, Ethica, Pure Fuel, Sport, Lil Uzi Vert, Meek Mill, Allen Iverson, Will Parks, and John Wall, to name a few. TRP Nation, help us welcome the CEO of Immortal Vision Studios, my guy, CJ Wolfe. Dan, that's where you're supposed to hit the button.
Yeah, Dan, you walking around going to get blue cheese.
Losing recipes, y'all. Put it in post. What's up, bro?
No, I appreciate it, bro. I'm good. Thank y'all for coming, man.
No, this is great, man. You know, whenever we enter like certain creative spaces and stuff like that, I'm always looking for hacks. I'm looking for stuff to steal. I'm looking for...
I definitely, when I came in, I was looking like I could walk out of with 3-4 things. Like, I definitely peeped that.
I'm looking for inspiration, all of that stuff. And what you've created here is very, very impressive. It's super dope, man. And I'm blown away because it's kind of like a thing where it's like, it's a lot of beauty in Philly hiding like in plain sight. I've been in this building 30 times or whatever over the years. Never been, you know, upstairs to your space or whatever, but to see what you did with it, it's very, very amazing. It's dope, man.
I appreciate that. I just tried to, like you said, like the work that I do as a photographer, I just tried to like creative direct that in a way where it's like a boutique photography studio.
Yeah.
So I've been around a lot. I started photography like young, like in college.
Got you.
I mean, like 5 years ago. So like, I would go to different studios and just see a lot of equipment everywhere. And I'm like, I want something different. I want people to feel inspired. Even if you're not a photographer, you're not doing a shoot. Be like, yo, I can come shop some merch here, you know, purchase something and just have like a boutique vibe to it.
I'm sure y'all host some events here, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing multiple use space.
It's a cool spot.
How long you been here?
3 years. 3 years. We started upstairs. It was like 800 square footage. It just was a box.
Yeah.
And then the landlord was like, what you want to do? You want to renew it? Or, you know, you want to leave? And I'm like, I think next year going to be booming. Like, I need something bigger.
Yeah.
So I just like, you know, bet it on myself. I ain't really had the money at the time or anything.
Figure it out.
I mean, I figured it out. So I just like 2,000 square footage open downstairs. Used to be a church. Shoot, like they'd be moving in like 2 months or so. I just waited it out and came down here. And just like fixed it up.
Speak to that point as an entrepreneur of giving yourself something to like work for and work towards and like literally betting on yourself where it's like, I don't know where this money coming from. I'll just take the responsibility and figure it out. And then the universe kind of takes care of the rest.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a competitor though. So like I played basketball and stuff in college and all that. So I'm used to like being under pressure, used to like getting stuff done. And it's just like just betting on myself because it's like, what else can I lose? A lot of people look at it like you can lose a lot, like the credit get hit, all that.
Yeah.
But to me, I just
you can fix all that.
Yeah, like I'll be like,
Big Dan hook you up, you fix all that. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be like, but the one thing is, I got a skill, so I can always pick a camera up and get a client.
Yeah,
I can always pick a camera up and get something done for somebody. So it's just like I'm gonna just always use that skill until I can't use it no more.
Right.
I find a way.
Let's take it back to the beginning. Before Immortal Vision Studio and all the great things you're doing now, who was CJ Wolfe and what was you doing?
Yeah, I was just basketball is my identity. Like I played basketball.
What position? Point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah,
point guard. I played that in high school. Played at AAU. Traveled. Then played it in college too. So like everything just was basketball.
You from Philly?
Yeah.
Where?
North Philly.
Okay, so what high school you went?
I went to Immortal first. I lasted like a year, probably a few months. Cause that's another side to the story. I used to like you see how I get people together now.
Yeah,
I used to get people together for the wrong reasons.
Okay,
like
I
left Immortal, went to Del Valle Charter. I chilled out there, and then you know I would got my head straight there.
What inspired you to like go from like a troubled teen to being on the right path and being more driven and more focused?
Yeah. I mean, I don't talk about this much, but I guess that's like so I had got in trouble. I was at school. You know, back in the day, people used to jump people.
Yeah.
I didn't touch this guy or nothing.
They still jumping people.
They still jumping people. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
man.
world star every
day. Every
It's
day.
crazy. Now. So this guy, he got attacked or whatever at school, but he know me for always like getting people together and just always being the one like starting something. I'm always in the mix. Got in trouble there, and then over the weekend I had gotten more trouble like that same week. So I just was like out of pocket. They set me down. Youth Study Center. This one it was like in what is
West
it?
Philly?
Yeah. So
Oh, this is when they actually still had corrective action for teenagers. That shit is out the window, which is why we are where we are now. But that's another story. Continue.
Yeah, so like once I went through that, I was like, yo, I don't want this, and I wasn't even like that. I was always the kid like being creative, making people pages on MySpace, you know, hacking that all out and stuff like that. But I never really had anywhere I can go or had someone to show me like being creative.
This is
cool.
how you harvest it.
Yeah, like
Right,
being
right,
creative
right.
is cool. You know, I would wear like the skinnies or like the Bapes and stuff like that. Like, yo, you ain't no skateboarder. Like, you play basketball and all that. So I just like kind of like fell into that. So, you know what? I am a basketball player. You know what? I am the popular one, getting the girls and stuff like that. But it wasn't until I got in trouble. I'm like, you know what? I got to chill. So from that, I just like let in. And I always knew I wanted to be creative. So when I got to college, I took communications and marketing. And teacher like put a group project together. I just told my team like, yo, I'll take care of everything. And I was doing stuff like this, like podcasts, you know, video editing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I really like this. And
So that's where the passion came
that's where
from.
the passion came from. And then it went from like me playing basketball, like coming home from practice and stuff like that in college to like just editing. I was like a C student. I didn't get good grades and stuff, but I knew my time that I was spending not doing my work or my homework, I was doing like YouTube University.
So you was refining your craft.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? This school stuff, I can learn a skill and like make money from
What
it.
school did you go to college?
I graduated from Gwinnett Mercy.
Okay.
Yeah, D3 school and all that. So
Play ball there too.
play ball, yeah.
I like Ambler or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool, but yeah, I was just like every urban kid, every city kid, you know.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure it out and just played in a lot of different roles and. You know, like I had good people around me though.
Yeah, everyone's Philadelphia experience growing up is different. How would you classify like yours?
Yeah, it's similar to like how it is now. One day I can probably be at church with my grandmom and stuff. The next day I'm probably like at a party or something. Or
Yeah.
like put a party together, you know what I mean? Or like put it together on social media and stuff. And then I can, you know, be in school just chilling and stuff like that. So growing up in Philly, it was cool, but I feel like you really got to push yourself to like find new things to do. Like they just don't jump.
It's
in your
easy to
lap.
fall into the wrong stuff.
It's easy to just keep doing the same thing.
So you graduated from Gwinnett Mercy, basically done playing basketball at that point. Career path. How do you get into your career in like corporate finance and banking and all of that stuff? How did that find you?
Yeah. So my roommate Tom, he from Scranton, totally different background from me. Like
Yeah, Tom from Scranton.
totally different background.
Dad on a marketing company.
Yeah. We sell textiles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Zippers. Got exclusive East Coast distribution, regional.
Yeah, I'm a freshman, bro, and he put me on he took me to eat my how to eat steak, or like, oh, all right, you get a wine with your steak. Like to me, that was like different.
Like, he took you to like finishing school, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Tom, man. Shout out my
I'm
nigga
like,
Tom.
I'm like, yo, this is dope. So we just start talking and start giving me some books to read and, you know, different insight. Like I'm just going up there in the summer because I would spend 2 weeks or a week up there in Scranton. And then his dad was in finance. And I'm like, you know what? Like school is cool, but I just want to work for myself, but I don't know what I can do. And he was like, yo, financial advising. I'm a freshman. I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I took finance class, business classes. I remember I changed my major. So I first went in as communications. Then I was like, oh, Tom's at business. Tom is in business too.
Yeah.
We changed to business. I'm a freshman. My first business class. I'm just like, give me the hardest business class.
Oh, shit. You
I'm
was
with
tripping.
all these seniors, right?
Yeah.
The first day of class, he called on me. I said, yo, I'm dropping that class. Take me to communications. But I learned something from there because he gave me books. He was like, you don't really need the classes. You can just read books.
Yeah.
And, you can kind of, just get some self-development.
Mm-hmm.
Start reading books. I'm online like my junior year maybe. You know how they sell you. Financial advisor, create your own schedule, be an entrepreneur. You can make up to this amount of money, which some of that is true, but it's blurry lines behind it.
They sell you on the potential rather than like the average.
Right.
Exactly. So,
Like the upside is
could.
here. You could if you are the top 2%.
Yep.
92% of niggas is right here, but you could be up there.
If you are a diligent worker,
Yeah.
make 3,000 cold calls a day.
Yep.
You can.
Yep. And that's what I loved. I got in there, all these people, from, like, they went to business schools. They coming from Arizona. They coming from everywhere. And I'm just a creative kid, like, I like this, but I don't know what I would do, but I'm super talented with the camera. I'm traveling with different athletes, but this is just my day job. So I learned a lot of skills from there, and I just took things away from that to, like, build this up.
Yeah.
But it was cool, like, cold calling people, trying, just educating my family on it, educating, my friends around it. It was super cool. And I still try to keep that, like, financial part and just that stuff to give to creators that come in, photographers that come in here.
And I'm sure it paid off tremendously as far as starting your own business and having certain core competencies when it comes to business and finance and just general understanding of, like, money and at least the bare minimum of keeping everything balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just those habits and stuff. So,
yeah.
Tom, he changed my perspective. And I just did the research on my own. So, like, that's another thing, too. A lot of people are like, okay, he told me this, but it doesn't work. I did a lot of time researching it myself.
Yeah.
It was all new. And I just stayed curious all the time of, like, what is what and how can I make this thing happen?
So at what point do you make the transition and say, all right, cool, I've built up enough clientele to where I feel I'll at least be okay if I leave this alone and focus on this full time?
Yeah, 100%. I found myself in, like, 2 different countries in 2 weeks. With Will Parks. And I'm always thankful for this because this is right when the pandemic happened. And it's like 1% of the world traveling during this time. This is like a month in. Mexico, Jamaica, just documenting. One trip was family trip. So I'm documenting the whole family. We chilling. It was his birthday. And then the second week was like the boys' trip, like our crew and stuff like that. But I was working as a financial advisor and I'm missing meetings. We like an hour back, in Mexico or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm missing meetings. I'm talking to my mentor. He was like, you just don't want your name to have a bad look. Listen, you can't be a great photographer and a great financial advisor. He's like, don't worry.
They both require 100% effort.
100%. So I just looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, cool, I'm traveling in the world. I'm with my guy. I'm talking to his agent, his manager. Just cool conversations. Like, we on the balcony, like, we just talking. I'm like, do I want this for myself or do I want suit and tie, going downtown, working every day? So I'm like, all right, I got to come up with a plan because I don't want them to think like I'm just bullshitting them. So I go back and I just start finding out jobs that I can work 9 to 5 because as a financial advisor, I'm working all around the clock.
Yeah, you don't have a schedule. Like, the 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, whatever they come up with is suggested. But in reality, you work till
Building your book.
Yeah, you work till you solidify, you sustain yourself, and you have enough residual income coming in to be able to travel and take days off and all of that shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, cool, let me get a bank position. What I'm doing as a financial advisor, I know I'm well qualified to work inside a bank to do it. So I'm like, cool, I got the bank. And I started on my birthday, November 17th. It was 2022. That's when I started. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to do this for 5 years. And then I got my studio. I signed my lease in October, but I knew I moved into the studio upstairs December 1.
Yeah.
This was actually 2020.
Okay, 2020.
So I started the bank on my birthday, November 17th, but I knew I moved inside the studio December 1. I'm like, I'm going to work. I seen people do it all the time a little bit, right? Have a job and have a business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, cool, I know I need help. Let me grab an intern. I can't pay them right away, but I can grab an intern because they wanted to learn my skill as a photographer. So I grabbed two individuals, Attila and Kalisha. And, they are in school, but they help in communication with clients and things like this. Now, this during the pandemic. So I always knew I wanted this vision, but everybody wanted events. So I was running it up with, like, just an event space.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was partying in barns.
So I remember one time I was getting off at like 5. One event started at like, I don't know, they got there like 3. And I got 2 college students interning. So something happened where like the client goes crazy, like just not set up right, this and that. I'm like, damn, I'm in a frenzy. So I'm like, damn, I gotta find a way like to at least be there and stuff. Long story short, this lasted about 3 years because I had a lot of events coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, if I'm making, I don't know, at the time, like probably like $2,500, my rent was like $1,200. If I'm making this part-time, work in the studio and promoting it and stuff like that, imagine what I can be making full-time. I can at least run that up to about $5,000 a month and be cool. So I quit in March. I think it was like around tax time.
So 5 years out the window. It's a 5-year plan without
his taxes back.
I got my taxes. I saved up a little bit from the bank. I got
about to buy Great Adventure.
You know, nigga, they taxes back. There's all kinds of ideas come out now.
So that's how that went. I'm just like, I'm bet on myself with the taxes, the paycheck that I got right here, and we're gonna ball.
Do you still talk to Tom?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, Tom in New York now. Yeah.
How did you come up with the name for Immortal Vision Studio?
Yeah. So I came up with it when I was still just doing freelancing, and I was like, yo, I always had this vision, but of course I didn't know. But I'm like, I need a name that's like nothing with camera, not CJ camera lens, not nothing corny.
CJ the cameraman.
Yeah, like not
Photos by
corny.
CJ.
CJ the camera bully. Philly got a tendency to just do silliness.
No, because Bean's the Broad Street bully. I'm the camera bully. I take pictures. He knock niggas out.
CJ the shooter.
Right.
We come together as bully x bully.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, nah. So I'm like, I wanted something. I looked in the dictionary. What's something that
I
don't
do the
die?
same shit.
What's something that don't die? Something legendary. Something that's iconic. And then, vision always like camera, something with a camera. So I'm like, Immortal Vision. They don't know if I'm crazy. People be calling them like, are you an eye doctor and stuff like that? Like they be like Immortal Vision. Like, but I'm like, I wanted something that people can like really think of.
Yeah.
So it got 2 meanings. In life, never let your vision die. That's just simple. Then the other part, if you are doing artwork, never allow your vision, just a photo, video, artwork, whatever, never let that die. So do what you need to do. And I'm a big advocate for like printing out your work.
Yeah.
And monetizing that as well. You can monetize it and it will never die. Because if social media go away today or tomorrow, it's all your work on there. It's like it's nothing.
Cooked.
So I try to go with a 2-part.
No, that's dope. Tell us about your first photography gig and how did it go? Was it good, bad? Was it tell us about your first one or the first one you could remember.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. I was because I had got my camera. My friend let me hold her camera, and I played basketball. So my seniors was graduating. I picked up a camera in like April, and I'm like, yo, let me take your grad photos for you. I look at them pictures today. I'm like, yo, what poses was I telling you to do?
Nonsense.
but it was cool though, and that's how it really like, got momentum. And I'm glad that it was like at a college. I'm glad it was like my friend that was graduating school at the time and stuff like that, because it was dope.
Yeah,
it was a dope experience.
How do you refine from that first photography gig to where you are now? How do you refine your skills as a photographer? Is it mostly trial and error, like you said, YouTube University? Mm-hmm. Are there certain hacks that you were able to, people like mentors showed you stuff, whatever, to where it sped up your trajectory? Talk about the whole process of how we get to now where you're one of the top photographers in the region.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was more so just getting on my own way. I used to like always look at other people's work and try to be like, yo, I want my stuff to look like that.
Yeah.
Once I really just like refined what I wanted it to look like, that's when it was cool. And that's when it was good. And everything goes from there. It's just like strategy. So I know y'all talked about like, the event that we did with y'all.
Yeah.
Turnaround time. It's like nobody want to be waiting no more. Like nobody want to be waiting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're a nation of impatient people.
So it's like that was my hack for real.
Speed.
No matter what. Even if I didn't have all the technology that I had at the party, but if I was at a concert in Philly, like I'm find a way to edit if I go out or if I'm in my car, like get into them fast. And that's really what it was. So once I found out like editing, or I'm editing like this person or look too much like this person, we all get influenced by that as an artist.
Yeah.
once I got that out the way, I'm like, all right, cool. Now, what can separate me? And the number one thing for was like speed. You know, people love the speed. Of course, communication. Of course, the way that they can get their images and things like that. But it just was speed, and then keeping the same thing at Immortal, keeping the same way that I would do. Now, how do we scale that? How can we make 3 people have the same type of confidence in their work,
right,
and make their systems easy and keep it the main thing, speed?
What do you think is more difficult, the actual taking the pictures or the editing of the pictures?
I think it depends.
Like being behind the camera or working the computer when it's over?
I love being behind the camera because to me it's easier because it's like it's like being I say all the time to my team, I'm like, I wish we was a bunch full of DJs because we just show up, pull up, spin, and then we out.
Yeah.
But we gotta take it with us to work with us. So I don't really like that part, the editing part, because you gotta edit it. You know what I mean? So I think the editing part is like the more difficult piece of it.
And how hard is it for I'm sure you get requests and stuff like that, even if it's not you personally doing it, but for your company to edit somebody's photos that they shot or whatever the case may be. How much easier is it to edit your own work versus somebody else's work?
Oh yeah. So like what I did, I just took like the finance part that you was talking about that we went over, what I learned at my job, and I just kind of implemented the same strategy. So like we all shoot alike for the most part.
Gotcha.
And it's under an Immortal umbrella. Mm-hmm. Now think of like a record label, like how we was talking earlier before the pod. You got a record label with all these different artists under you. Now they go do some other stuff where they getting show money or club money. They may do something totally different, but when it's under their record label,
y'all have a clear structure and a rubric on.
You said how many of y'all is it?
We got a team of 6.
Okay,
so that's like 6 that works day in and day out. Mm-hmm. And we also have like contractors if we need them. Gotcha.
So when did you make the decision to start scaling and go from just being a creative yourself to, and obviously managing the event space part of it, but basically say I need to have more shooters on this team and more creatives?
Yeah, it was like 2021, and I understood the importance of having people around as well. I'll never forget, we did and we can talk about this if we can release it or whatever, but we did Wallow pitch deck. Mm-hmm. We did his pitch deck, so we outsourced somebody to come in to like actually do it.
Got you.
And he came in here, and this was 2021. It was early. We ain't have none of this set up. Mm-hmm. He's like, damn, I thought I was going to see a team in here. Where everybody at? I'm like, no, I'm in here. Like, we just go over what you want.
Right.
Like, damn, I thought, people would be around this and that. And I'm like, no. Then when he said that, it kind of clicked. And I start seeing how people will treat us differently when they see camaraderie, when they see people together in a unit versus like a one-man show.
Right.
And I seen how much I can charge more.
Because you have a team.
Because we have a team.
Yeah. So
that was like one of the points too, like early development stages. I'm like, cool, I got to create something where people can work in here. Yeah. At that time, everybody was working virtual. It was cool to work virtual and not have that. Mm-hmm. But I think we're getting back to normal, where it's like people want to see you in and out. And of course, if it makes sense, of course, if you have the money to pay them.
Right.
But I look at it now, like I got to find a way to pay people, keep them happy, keep the economy going.
Yeah.
Because, it means a lot to grow the business too.
As a company, y'all operate with a high level of quality control. Mm-hmm. How do you decide who to onboard to your team to where it's like this person is IVS versus this is a contractor or whatever? Like, how do you make that distinction?
Yeah, you kind of know early, because I always like talk to people and just understand where they are. Some people want to build their own thing. I encourage that as well.
Yeah.
But I know you are a contractor. Like, when we need you, your skill is great. Mm-hmm. This is when we need you. But if you like, I can work for, I don't know, the Sixers, and I just want to do content creation. It's like the same thing. I want to work for Immortal. I just want to do content creation. It's like, oh, cool, you a great fit for us.
Right.
I just want to work in a creative field and, create dope stuff and have a level of like helping people in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that's a good fit.
How were you able to make your celebrity connections? We ran down in the intro all the different people that you work with. How did you start to make those connections?
free work.
Mm.
Yeah, I was doing free work for like
Yeah.
2 years.
It's crazy because to that point, I was gonna ask, like, how do you build up when we were talking about building up your role? Like, how do you do that as a camera person? Like, how does that work?
Free work and staying like
Being
not
present also,
not
right?
being out your own way and showing up. Like the money is there, you just gotta show up. And sometimes you gotta do it for free, but it's like, what exchange can you get? You're only as good as how much you negotiate.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, I can come out, I can do this. And if it goes great and we stay connected and great things like that, cool. If it don't, I'm going to use this on my portfolio. And
Right.
I'm going to show it to the next person.
How many times have you been able to parlay free work into paid work with the same person, or free work into paid work through somebody
A
else?
lot. I can't even count on it no
Like
more.
that's the business.
That's the business.
Nothing more annoying than when you get some free work and it's good. You're like, damn, I gotta pay for this next time. Shit.
Yeah, and sometimes it may not even be like, hey, you know, he got to pay for it, but it's now like we trust each other. Like it's locked in. And me being so young too, it's like I understood how I had to like separate myself from my peers because like they not on the same thing that I'm on a lot of times. So
Now you got a real mind for business. I can see it. And in terms of, you know, you take to certain things. Like it doesn't take a lot for somebody. It doesn't take a lot of prodding for you to get to where people are trying to push you. Like it just took Wallow to be like, oh, why you ain't this? I need to get a team. Like your business mentor. Oh, I need to be doing this. Whatever. It's like you seem to have a very sharp knack for just taking two things and delving into it.
You're bringing it together.
Yeah.
And like you gotta do that, like, because we don't get paid to like sell like products or stuff. Like you gotta sell a service. Like you gotta be like, yo, these photos and this energy is gonna make you be like, this is what I need. Like, that's what you gotta sell.
Yeah, I personally thought you smoked.
Smoked it. Look, I was just like, I immediately put you on another gig. I'm like, nah. Like I talked to my homegirl Amber from Prayer Fashion. I'm like, yo, you need to talk to CJ. Like, I'm like, who's shooting your event? She's like, well, I think I got somebody. I'm like, no, cancel them. I'm like, no, cancel them. Like, you really want to set this off? You want to have images that's going to speak to people? You want real media coverage of what you're trying to do? This is who you need to be working with.
And I go back to that too. You got to kind of understand who you're working with, because I work with like a lot of entrepreneurs and people in the entertainment world. And like people want pitch decks. People want things that they can, all right, we did this event. I need to sell these images. I need to sell this story.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to understand and not look at yourself as like a cameraman, but like as a marketer. And you got to be able to, how can I help this person make more money? Because if I help you make more money, help me make more money, and we're gonna be around more people that's making money.
To that point, he actually said, and I'm not a camera person by any. I don't even like taking pictures, but he was saying, looking at the pictures from the live show, it's like each picture feels like it tells a story, and you don't think about it till you actually look at it, and it's just like, damn, it kind of do.
Yeah.
Like you understand the importance of like a picture to, you know, what they say, picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And you got the sense of that. Where it's not a lot of pictures, but you get the sense of like, I remember that moment. I remember that.
Exactly.
I remember why they were laughing. I remember that. Like, so it's like, yeah, no, I thought you did a phenomenal job with the live show.
And everybody was in love with their particular
Let's
photos.
talk about the live
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
do that.
So, you know, we recently had our live show celebrating our 7th anniversary. Your team covered it, did a fucking amazing job. How did you personally enjoy the event, and what was the response in real time from people that were
Because
there?
y'all were up top, and I never, because I'm an idiot. I didn't come up top to the actual booth and shit.
Yeah. It was dope, bro. Like, congrats to y'all too. Like,
Thank you.
7 years, and you know, I hit you up. Like, how can I be a part of this? How can
Yeah.
I add value and stuff? But it was dope, man. Putting it together, you know, we was kind of like, we've done it so many times, so we like, how can we do it differently, but not change it up all the way?
Right.
So once we
Still stay true to the Immortal Vision way. And
once we got up there, we just want people to understand, like, this is a studio, and we bring it here to Noto, but it's not all Immortal Vision Studio. It's TRPE, and that's important as well. So we letting them know, like, TRPE logo on the photos, and you know, we just behind it, you know. But it was dope, man. People came up, people got their photos, and they enjoyed it. some people be shy in the beginning, like, oh, I don't know. And
Yeah, because Philly, nobody wants to be Joe.
Joe, right?
I'm gonna wait to see if Big Dan go over there. If Dan go over there, then I'm gonna go like
they said y'all was doing pictures up here.
Yeah, my man told me that. Yeah, you'll see this big ass booth with all camera lights,
4 computers up here. Like, you'll get your ass in front of this camera, take these pictures, stupid.
Really crazy as shit.
So
man.
they'll come like you said, once they see everybody else coming, then it's like, towards the end and stuff. But
Yeah.
It was dope though. It was like super dope.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect when he was like, "Yeah, they gonna do a whole photo booth thing." I thought y'all was gonna be printing out like printing out photos. I was like, "That's gonna be a mess." He's like, "Nah, fool, they gonna get them." I'm like, "Oh, all right," but no, it seemed to work out really good, and all the pictures from the actual backdrop,
plus,
yeah, they came out real dope, and everybody seemed to be really, really happy about it. Like people was like, "Yeah, who came up with that idea?" I was me. You know what I'm saying? They handled everything. They handled everything behind the scenes, but I was the one that came up with that. But no, it went off really, really good, and people seemed to really enjoy it. So I thought it was easy.
How did you come up with the idea to start doing these like photo installations at various places in the pop-up studio and the y'all got the van now with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you come up with that idea as far as the next level for Immortal Vision?
All right, so the studio we here now, we do 70 appointments of these a month. So photographers bringing in fashion brands, maternity shoots, whatever, like type photo shoots.
Yeah.
We got different backdrops. So it operates as an Airbnb. We do 70 of those a month. We in Kensington, right? So it's like there's a lot of people that want to be a part of us, but like they like, I'm not coming here, or I'm a
don't want to come to Kenzo, yeah.
I'm a photographer and I don't shoot in studio. I'm like, cool, I gotta find a way that we can keep going. So I think it was the first one was like 2022, I think. We did that at the Rump Classic. We just had a white backdrop, and the idea was just to take roster photos of the people during the game. Mm-hmm. The backdrop was like ugly. I mean, the setup was ugly. I look back at it, but Mike, he helped me out a lot.
Shout out Mike,
man.
Like figuring that out on how that looks. So we did it at the Rump. It was a hit, and then he kept pushing me like, yo, we gotta figure out, how we do it. And then he helped me get some other gigs and land those. And then it just went up from there. And then we just start adding a lot of stuff that's inside our space into the actual like activation piece.
Okay.
So we just like, yo, let's just keep building from there and just take the studio to there. And it opened up a whole nother revenue, a whole nother sector of the Immortal Vision Studio. Some people never even been here. They don't even know that we have a space.
Right.
They just see us like out and about.
To that point, we walked up. I was like, whose space we about to use in here? He's like, their space. I'm like, oh, they in there. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I thought we was just pulling up or something. So when I walk in, I'm like, oh, damn, like I didn't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I think it's decent.
You don't have to say names if you don't want to. It'd be fun if you did. Give us one of your best and one of your worst photography jobs.
I don't really have a lot of worst ones. I would just say worst. Like, I hate when clients like be like, "Can you do this or can you do that?" When you already said yeah. It's like
redundancy.
Yeah, and like when we come in, like just how when y'all came in, y'all knew what y'all was doing, plugging everything up. All right, cool, let's get to it. Big Dan, like, all right, ready, action, we live, right?
Yeah.
Like when we go,
when Dan got here,
when he finally made it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I am when I go shoot. It's like I already have it in my head, so like let me do what I do.
Yeah, you was super buttoned up. You told me send me a running show. What I do? Send you a running show. What'd you do? Send me back your load in. This person gonna be here. I'm gonna be here this time. Woo, woo, woo. This Monet number. Like the whole rundown, and it ran exactly as you said it was going to run.
And like I will pull up. I will do a video. All right, look, do this, do that. A lot of women do this too. Like, oh my God, my hair. I'm like, yo, you look good. Like, you cool. Like,
yeah.
You think I'm gonna record you and make you look like nutty on the camera and stuff? Like, no, you look good. And they be, oh, we should do this again. Then you wind up being on set. Big Dan probably know, like longer than you need to. And it's like, come on, man. Like, we can get you doing a 45-second Instagram reel.
Yeah. I think especially doing this now, because we to that point we're 7 years in. Mm-hmm. To the point we're like plug and play. Mm-hmm. So we kind of just have an understanding of like, we just kind of are synergy with each other to begin with. But I noticed that when we do these shows with creatives, it's a lot easier than it is like just this person who does this that doesn't get in front of a camera or doesn't understand a microphone or doesn't understand. You'd be surprised how many people you have to tell talking to the mic.
Yeah.
Cause they just like, yeah, no, you know, I'm like, and it's like
It's a recorded medium. Like I need you to talk into the mic.
So I just think that part of it is effortless. When you're dealing with creatives, it just is what it is. Yeah. And
things kind of fall into place when you deal with creatives.
And at times I have trouble even thinking of ourselves as creatives. But we really do. It don't matter. We went to the state capitol and set up to where they just like, oh damn, like it's just like, yeah, just watch out, just go get the lunch ready. You know what I'm saying? Like so, no. When you're working with creatives, you can always tell. It's always an easy thing.
Yeah. So 1 or 2 of your best experiences, your favorite gigs that you did.
My favorite one, I like when right behind us the Uzi ones. We call that Uzi Land back there.
Okay.
That was last year at the Roots Picnic. That was super cool because it was like really dark. Not dark, but it was like very cloudy when I shot it. And then when I got back, I was like able to edit it and like touch it up to make it look a little bit, more better. And it's no clouds. If you look at the picture, I think it's on top right.
Yeah,
there's no clouds. So that wasn't even a lot of edits to
That's
like
crazy.
make it white. So
the other one, there's no clouds too. The stage, the side stage.
So
You do that with a couple of our pictures from the live show, like but make it look white, like
like a white background.
Mm.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Let me print it out too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like having like an actual.
blow-up.
I'm gonna show you a picture. Like I wouldn't mind getting like a frame. He think I'm joking. I remember I was saying I want to get artwork. Like I wouldn't mind one of our pictures like blown up like that. That's dope.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Yeah.
I got y'all. Yeah, that's like one of my favorites because that was we was just doing video for a client of the whole thing, but I got to like get in there, snap some pictures. I was only they only give you like 3 songs.
Yeah.
I'm inside the pit, so I was able to catch like the last song they gave me. I had a few seconds.
Smoked it.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then the other one, I think I like when Bree Steves came here and we did something for like our new project.
I would have liked when Bree Steves came in.
Yeah, next time she come back,
let me know when Bree Steves is in the building. Like.
That was a good one because I didn't know what I was going to do. And sometimes she was super, super cool with like the timing and stuff, but sometimes it'd be last minute. And you gotta like prepare and get ready. And we have our internship, and I had like a Charlie. I think she was in high school at the time. She was a senior. And I'm like, yo, you want creative director shoot? She did everything because when I shoot, I don't do that like creative director.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just like pull up, shoot. That's it. So I had her hair, and she was able to like direct it. So that went smooth from like getting her hair, Charlie directing. It was like a team effort. And that's when I started really, really. I'm like, all right, he said I need to get a team. That's when I like gave it a try. And then that's when I'm like, all right, this is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real thing.
How passionate are you still these days about literally physically getting behind a camera?
Yeah, I love it. Like I was behind the camera at the show, capturing some stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. Because you got to stay sharp too, and you still got to know like what's going on in the industry. And like, you got to stay sharp. You got to stay sharp. So I love it.
Do you have like a favorite piece of equipment you like?
Right now it's the Canon R5. Mm-hmm. Shoots very good with video. Shoots very clean images.
So it's versatile.
It's very versatile. A lot of people, that do video like Sony's, but I love the Canon.
Last photography question for a second because I want to talk about the other stuff you got going on. If somebody wants to get started photography, and let's say they got $1,000 budget, what equipment should they buy, and what type of resources should they be looking for to start refining their skills and getting some good, solid foundation?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit biased. Come to the studio. We got classes. We teach you how to use your camera.
That's a resource.
Teach you how to do marketing, all that stuff. So it's our tagline is turning amateurs into professionals. Here at the studio.
Yeah. Should I come take a class even though I don't want to be a professional?
Hell yeah.
But I want to like, I keep saying I want to get a nice camera and just do like pictures. Yeah. But I don't want to like be like a Matt the shooter or nothing crazy like that. But I love
Matt.
Yeah.
No, we do that.
Matt the camera bully. Like no, but I'm saying like I wouldn't mind getting a nice camera and being able to just like I got a friend who does photography, but he don't sell it or market it or nothing like that.
No, for real. Like we do all types of classes here, and everyone, they just pull up. They may be a 40-year-old 50-year-old, 60-year-old person,
Yeah.
like literally. And they
Y'all
just
do
like, I
video
wanna learn.
editing? I'm trying to take Dan's job.
Yeah, video editing.
Get Dan the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we do video editing. This
Come
Thursday,
take
we
that
got a
class.
class.
Your days is numbered. fucker.
Yeah,
Man, like, I'm about to get a hookah. You can have this shit.
and then there's like you got like, it depends what they want to do. Like if they want to do video, you got some cool like Sonys that you can get like vlogging cameras for like 700. If you want to do photos, they got some cool like beginner rebel type of series.
Yeah.
And Canon R's is cool.
You said the Canon R5 is what you use, right?
Canon R5. So it goes the higher the number, the like, think of like the
closer
Hellcat.
to like cinema grade it is, like the higher
Yeah,
the number.
like the better performance it is.
Yeah.
So I have the Canon R5.
So what's the
Next
highest number right
Next one
now?
is R3.
Okay.
So that's like the better one than R5.
Okay. So
it
the
goes
closer to
lower.
one.
Yeah, the closer to one is the better.
Got it.
And then, but they have a Canon R, which is weird. But that's like, you would think that's like the highest.
And it's not.
But it's not. But they have those available.
So it gets better as the numbers come down.
Yeah.
How did you settle on Canon? Like, what was your process of? I know I said last photography question, I lied. What was your process of elimination of feeling around like cameras? Like we shoot with what the fuck are these then?
FX3s.
FX3s.
What the fuck are these things?
Yeah, FX30s, and then the FX3 is like the big boy, yeah, to that one or whatever like that. And we had Sony A7s in the past. We had the Black Magic, which is trash. I hated the Black Magic. We couldn't figure the Black Magic out. And we had the what was that, the Panasonic Luminox
That's another.
GX7.
Lumix, the box joint.
That's another one to the camera point where it's like the camera could be as nice as you want it, but
If
if
you can't
don't know
tune that bitch,
what
you
the hell-
cooked.
We had an issue with that years ago where somebody bought like a really, really
They
crazy
brought up
camera.
Ursula. The big. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo,
the
where did
big-
y'all get this
yeah.
camera? That shit was
The
like
Gatling gun
like
joint,
like an
yeah.
8K. I said, yo, where did y'all get this camera from? They're like, oh, we rented it from Rec Philly.
Yeah.
Why?
And we seen it looked like we was robbing a liquor store. What the fuck?
It looked like they was cranking it at the end of the it's just like they was cranking it the whole time. Like, yo, where did they get this prehistoric camera from?
Yo, we look like Chauncey and O-Dog on that. I was like, yo, this shit looks
It had
crazy.
a filter on it. They didn't know that they gave them the camera with like a default filter on it, like a sky blue filter on it,
Yeah.
whatever. They was like, yo, we don't know how to get the color right, and they never thought like, yo, is it a filter on the camera? They never even. I'm just like, yo,
That shit like the 71 finals, dog. It looked crazy with it.
Elgin Baylor versus John Havlicek. I was like, yo, what is going on here? I was hot when I got
think
that footage
shit
back.
matter a lot. Like the camera can be as nice as you want it to be, but if you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and that's more so the part I kind of want to learn. Like, how do you get to where you got that crisp look? Because I've seen camera people use like nothing cameras. I've seen motherfuckers use an iPhone and the shit look amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just like practice, just practicing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's like to the point. I didn't start off with a crazy camera, but a lot of my pictures you probably wouldn't be able to tell. So you really want to master like the settings first and like understand that, and then you like move your way up. Because the more expensive cameras, yes, it is a thing where like the quality is better, but it's just a higher performance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it can like do different things. Like a car, like
Yeah.
higher performance one, it can do more.
Like a
things,
higher
make it more
caliber,
easier.
higher caliber gun, but you gotta be able to control it, motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's the truth. Let me one last question. You keep saying it. How much does an R5 cost for the Canon?
R5 was like 38.
Oh no, we ain't starting.
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
you ain't playing.
Yeah.
That's why he get the big
But-
buck.
but
That's
I
why
had-
70 appointments rolling through here every
How much
month.
the R13?
R88.
Yeah,
The R Michael
R55.
Irvin.
Yeah,
But
man.
no, I tried. Like I knew you was about to ask me that. I had Sony before too.
Yeah.
So I tried a lot of different stuff. The only thing I didn't try was Nikon. Well, I used Sony before. When I got into video, my man was like, "Yo, you should do video. You should do video." So I'm like, "All right, cool." I YouTubed it. All the YouTubers was using Sony, so I'm like, "Let me use Sony." Was using it, but you know, I just try to keep like stuff structured because, like you said, like the team. So I like to like understand and stuff, and we can have one camera line.
Yeah.
I don't gotta go over another part of like Sony.
We keep saying last question, but it's so many levels and layers to this. Do you have to constantly upgrade as far as like lenses and like that type of stuff?
Yeah,
It's constant.
constant. Because the stuff is always changing.
And how important is, you said settings, that's definitely important. How important are your lenses to the performance that you are able to unlock out of the camera too?
Everything plays together. So you have a thing called like you have a thing like, think of a triangle. So you have your shutter, ISO, and your aperture. All those three things play together just in your settings. But on the other part of that, your camera plays a part of that as well.
Yeah.
So like Sony shoots well in low light, but if you get like a lens that's goes down to a 1.2, that allows the light to open up more.
Yeah.
It's more like that depth of field. So you ever see those wedding images?
Yes.
They be outside and then like the background is like real blurred out.
I was saying that the other day. Somebody had posted pictures he had took. He's a photographer, and it was at a football game. In fact, it was the day Reggie Bush got his Heisman back.
Okay.
And they show a play where Reggie was like hurdling a dude, and the image of him is like clear as day, but it's blurry in the background. I'm like, do you know how crazy this image is? Because Reggie Bush was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's not standing still. Right. He's in his run, and he caught that shit that crisp and everything blurred. And I'm just like, damn. Like,
Yeah, them sideline photographers are different animal.
I mean, the camera is this fucking long. Like, yeah.
So the settings, the lenses, you're getting longer telephoto lenses. You know, you may get something more macro, micro.
Yeah.
Macro for closer shots, those portrait shots, which is good for like street photography and stuff. So it really depends like what you're shooting, and then you know you can be able to adapt and just learn it.
And for anybody that's not in the Philly area, do y'all do virtual classes too?
We're not on virtual yet.
Okay.
Not on
Gotta
virtual
get on
yet.
virtual, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot. We got a big audience. You gotta get on virtual.
I know. We right now we're trying to like build the app and like, you know, make it more diverse in other places.
Dope.
Like that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Be patient, please.
All right.
For sure.
Philanthropy. CJ Wolfe Foundation. Tell us about the foundation and the basis behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Carissa because she like put everything there. Like that's why she's here.
Yeah.
But I met Carissa and Mo. Me and Mo, we played on the same basketball team together. She played for the women's team. I played for the men's team. I'm in college, but we didn't say a word to each other. But every year since I had Immortal Vision Studio, it's called Immortal Weekend. And that's where we just take 2 days out of in August and we give back. So our most recent give back was we restored the basketball court right down the street.
Yeah, I saw that.
Courts, painted the floor and everything. And that was important to me from day one while building this community. We can get the rentals going. At that time, of course, we didn't have that, but it was always just important to implement community within our mission. So I just was doing that, just like, all right, this is what I want to do. And then Carissa really like bundled everything up.
Yeah.
And like made it legit with the CJ Wolfe Foundation. And our goal is simple with that. It's just to expose black, brown boys and girls
To photography.
To photography. And our goal is to, this summer, is to give out at least 50 cameras.
Oh, damn.
I'm pulling up for that.
Mac will be first in
Yeah,
line.
first in line. Stiff arming kids.
Man, is that you? No,
this ain't me.
Yeah, that's our goal, to give away 50 cameras. And we always do a scholarship as well for our summer interns that work here at the studio. So last year, Tatiana, she got $1,000. She was one of our interns. She go to Clark, Atlanta. And she, with that money, she was able to buy like studio backdrop from Amazon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Her dorm room, take pictures of all her friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really just to give money to the ecosystem and, you know, keep photographers creating.
Right.
Because I know two things important to that is that if I had that, I probably wouldn't been in trouble when I was a kid.
Right.
And then the second part of that, I look at it like we are building a door to always bring in photographers. So Tayana, she's a junior at Clark, Atlanta, but she's come home for the summer to come work here for a part-time position for the summer.
Yeah.
I understand how important the next generation is and like investing into them and like just giving them opportunity and some type of hope because that can save their lives.
Do you know when Immortal Weekend is this year?
Yeah, it's August 20th.
Put that in my
21st.
calendar.
20th to the 21st?
Yeah.
How can people get involved? How can people support the philanthropic efforts that y'all got? I know y'all got a donate tab right on the website and all of that.
So it's at it's on immortalvisionstudio.com that you can scroll down and go to CJ Wolfe Foundation. But it's probably easier to get through it to cjxwolf.com.
Yeah.
And they got a fundraising foundation piece to it. Yeah.
Your websites are super buttoned up. They're real clean, real.
I think so, yeah. I just was looking at the other day. I'm like, I need to fix some stuff.
Need a refresh. I know our website need a You need a freaking refresh or whatever. But your joints look real clean. I like it.
You said you used to build MySpace pages.
Yeah. I wish I would have kept on to that though, because that was like coding. Now
Yeah, we literally having that conversation recently. Like we were all writing code and didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it, bro.
Yeah, just trying to get your top 8 together and
Top 8 and skate.
yeah, that's it. That's all I'm worried about.
And you was really cracking the code when you can do like, I used to do like top 1 for people.
Okay, yeah.
So
I
you can,
remember
like,
one
code
of
that and be like, yeah, I want my girl the only one on my page. And then he's like, yo, how you do that? It's usually top 24 and then top 8.
Yeah.
was you around for Black Planet?
No.
Yeah, you were younger and shit. But
Just carbon dated yourself, beloved.
Hey man, listen, Black Planet was before MySpace. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the shit back in the day. Having your page with music playing and shit falling on the page, that was like a thing.
What type of other things do you see CJ Wolfe Foundation doing going forward?
Yes. So we in talks right now of like putting our studio or just like our efforts inside schools and implementing curriculums for them.
Fire.
Yeah, so I really see that of like creating an arts piece to photography and videography, but most importantly, just creative entrepreneurship in general into the schools.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing because, I mean, you got schools that, of course, you got art performance schools,
Yeah,
but Kappas and stuff. Yeah. But I feel as though we don't push like photography enough. We don't push, podcasting enough. We don't push.
And like I could be wrong because I'm so removed from, but high school you didn't see none of that.
Yeah,
no,
none of that. Like I remember art when we were in like school. It was like a piece of paper and some paint.
Coloring, yeah,
yeah, like it wasn't.
Yeah, like at Central, you would see a rare kid here or there walking around with a camera and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything developed, and I knew the whole damn school.
You gotta remember that we came up in a totally different era.
Yeah.
Remember that if you got a camera, you a complete psychopath.
Yeah, because why you taking pictures?
Why you taking
everybody?
pictures? I remember one of my homies showed up one night. We was all like kicking in my man crib, and he had a camera. And he took a picture. He almost rolled on it. What are you doing?
And it's crazy. It's crazy to think though, because our philosophy for that is we telling schools like, all right, let's implement a program, and then instead of you paying, all these money or like to hire our agency to create the content, you can just hire the kids. So we trying to like teach the kids that's going to that particular school, get them the skills for like a year or two.
Yeah.
And then
They
just
could do the
hire them to
yearbook,
do
they
the
could do
yearbook,
this.
do the basketball
Yeah.
games. And then now you can really highlight Central basketball team in a whole different way on media,
Right.
where kids are actually like, yo, this looks fun. I want to go play there.
Exactly.
And the same thing with like,
Yeah, you could use it to build a portfolio for recruitment and all the other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Like an NIL deal for people who ain't athletes.
Yeah. So another venture that you got going on right now, I'm actually holding it in my hand. Immortal Lemonade, very delicious. I stand by it. I've had it. What was like the inspiration to do a beverage, and then why lemonade?
Yeah, for sure. I love lemonade. I think my mom make like the best lemonade. And you see, y'all came into the space. We're on the second floor. It's kind of a little bit difficult to get in. And a lot of people run our studio from like New York down to like Delaware.
Gotcha.
Comes here through our appointments. And it was like 2 summers ago, people was like, yo, you got a Bev? You got a Bev? And I'm like, cool, I can buy some waters and stuff like that.
You got a what?
A Bev.
Beverage.
Oh. Okay.
Like, that's what they say. Like, you got a Bev? Like, I need a beverage.
What city is that from?
Philly.
I've never heard that.
Never
You've
heard
heard
like
that?
Heavy New York. Yeah, New York too.
You never heard like no Bev? Like, you ain't got no Bev?
Yeah. Watch the Aki Way channel. He gonna say Bev 3,000 times.
The hell is the Akiway channel?
Oh man, you're on another planet, beloved.
I guess.
Aki Way is the guy that makes like the crazy bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches and all of that up in
Oh,
up in
the
New York.
bar. Yeah, I didn't know that's who that was.
Yeah, the
You be like,
Akiway.
yeah. I didn't know who the hell that was.
Never. Yeah.
I didn't know who he
Captain
was.
Crunch,
Yeah.
bacon, egg, and avocado
Yeah,
cheese
Reese's peanut butter cup and
with a Bev.
yeah. I didn't know who the hell that was. All right. Yeah, I never heard Bev though. That's what threw me off. I'm like, what? Like, all right, yeah, so good. Beverages, like.
Yeah, people would ask me like, you got a beverage? Like, you got Bev? And I'm like, we got water. But to me, it was like, all right, cool. I'm like, how can I brand this to make it something Immortal Vision?
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, I'm like, all right, cool, lemonade. Last year we came out with the lemonades when we would do our activations. That was our thing, right? We did it free work last year. The activations, we would just pull up to spaces and just, hey, you want to buy a picture or you want to buy a lemonade? A lot of people was buying lemonade, and then we'd give people a free picture. So that was like part of like a
that's dope. That's a good marketing plan.
Yeah. So the lemonade took off. Like, you know, schools was hitting us up to like purchase like, you know, 50 bottles. People would just come here, not creating, just like, I want a beverage, like I want lemonade. So I'm like, all right, cool, lemonades. And then this year, you know, we kind of fixed up like the branding of it and stuff like that. And
the branding is dope.
We created another that's a new flavor.
Yeah, I got the pink lemonade. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing pink today. It's making sense. You know what I'm saying?
Lemonade. So we actually putting that, and we rolling out that marketing next week on top of May. But yeah, that's how it came about. And we have a vending machine upstairs, and I got tired of people going to the vending machine upstairs, and I'm not making money off of it. So I'm like, let's make a lemonade, because they're not going to give me that no percentage from people using this stuff.
Right. So what's the long-term vision for the lemonade?
Long-term vision.
You want to be in like Walmart or something like that?
Walmart, 7-Eleven, Wawa's. Well, probably not Wawa because they got
their own
thing, but being different spaces. Of course, first hit other studios, because I have a lot of people that used to work here now or that came inside the studio and they creating their own studios.
Yeah.
So like getting them into there and just building it up.
Yeah.
It's tricky though, because we work with a lot of beverages. So I didn't really like figure out how I want to go with that.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff with
that.
A
lot of corporate red tape and stuff like that.
So I've been like low key with it for real, like keeping it an in-house thing. If you using a space, you can have it. But of course, when we go out in the summertime, we have it, things of that sort.
Yeah.
But long term, definitely having like one.
Starting to land the plane. With everything that you're doing, how important is it to have a strong team?
It's very important. A lot of people think I'm like doing, you know, the thing, but it's like, it's really, without my team, there's no thing that's being done.
Yeah.
Like, so it's very important. It took me a long time to really understand how to delegate. It took me a long time how to like just think people would know or get it, or think, you know, they would do it because you've done it. So it takes a lot of time and investments, and a lot of like clear cut explaining and trials and errors and letting people mess up, and like teaching. But it's worth it though, because it's like when you have a team, you can do stuff that you can't do just by yourself.
Right.
So that's like very important.
What's your broad vision for this entire conglomerate that you're building with, you know, photography, videography, the foundation, Lemonade? What's the broad vision for the entire umbrella that, you know, you encompass?
Yeah, it's keeping like kind of everything where we are the same thing, but making it bigger. So we have this space, but now we can add, when we get our own building, create a ramp where you can drive in, and now people can do movie sets there. They can bring in cars and big ass green screens and stuff like that. The Lemonade is here inside of the studio, but it's also at Walmart. We about to come out with a camera cleaning kit. So we about to come out with our own camera kit that clean your cameras. Okay. That's going to be inside other stores and camera shops too. So it's like building different things just of Immortal Vision Studio, like a boutique space, and then just branching it out through our products, but also having a home-based flagship store in Philadelphia. And then hopefully we can create more of these grassroots photography spaces in other cities, urban cities that need it as well. So like Baltimore, Charlotte, and things of that sort. So that's like the goal.
Dope. My final question, unless Matt's got something, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Kind of same thing that I just touched on, for real. Like having a big ass building, and like not just where my studio at, but where other people's studios can be as well, on the top floor or the bottom floor. Yeah. And just in different cities for real.
How do you achieve that? What's the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month plan to get you to actualizing, that large building, that warehouse, creative facility that you want to have.
Yeah, for one, keeping up with our finances. I mean, so we can show that we can actually do it.
Yeah.
That's the first part. Then the second part, just creating a strong ass movement. I remember when I first started out, I used to be like, yo, I want like investors. I want investors. And then I started looking at it, and a lot of my friends have different investors and things of that sort. And it's like the stuff that they taken away, or investors would come and try to give me this percentage. It just didn't make the most sense.
Yeah.
But when I started talking to people, I realized how important it is to like create your own thing as like an independent label. It's just gonna pop from there.
Don't we know it?
You know what I mean, it's just gonna pop.
We
from
figure
there,
that out.
and things are just gonna come. So just focusing on like, all right, our team getting better, getting our skills better each and every day. Just because we do a great event, we execute it, we still got to get better.
Yeah.
Right. And then educating people. If you educate people and you show people how to use a camera, you're never gonna forget that. No matter if you don't want to take that serious, you're just traveling. If you in Spain and you taking pictures,
That's the reason I want to do it.
you're gonna be like, they'll be like, how you know how to take pictures? You gotta say, oh yeah, and you're gonna want to say that because it's like, this is what I learned. That you're never gonna forget where you learn a skill at, and just having a space where people can like have a safe space where people can do it, but most importantly, Black people can be able to knock that out, that skill. So
Let me ask you one last. How long does it take a novice to figure out operating a camera?
at least like 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pay monthly.
Do you have to pay monthly?
No, I'm talking. I said I want to come learn.
Like, how you trying to figure out how many classes you gotta take?
Classes I gotta take before I can.
Oh, well, I mean, it's two ways to it, right? If you're just talking about like feeling comfortable with it, probably need like 6 months. But if you want to, like, I was talking about that Uzi picture and stuff. If you want to be able to like manipulate the camera and do things that on manual mode that auto wouldn't do, you need like 2 years of reps, just reps of it. But we host classes every once a month.
Okay.
We host classes once a month. And we about to make it easier. I know you said like growing that.
Yeah.
Dropping like ebooks and stuff where like you don't gotta come inside. You can just read the ebook, how to master your camera settings, and go from
So one class definitely isn't enough.
Nah. Somebody hit me up the other day. She tried to get her son involved. It's like, yeah, he came to 3 classes. Like, I still need him. I'm like, it's not going to take 3 classes.
Like, he still stinks. Like, what's going on here? It's going to be a minute. He going to stink for a while. Like, he's not Little X yet. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So, because I've never really done it all, so I'm going to stink for a while.
I mean, it's art. So I may think you stink, but the next person may think you good.
It's a clever way to say that. That's a clever way to say that. No, I get it. I mean, everybody has, what they say, your own interpretation?
Yeah. Because it's a cheat code, too. One thing that I've seen, I used to love this, but if you take a picture right here and keep it in color, it may suck or whatever. It may be grainy. Your settings might not be right. But if you turn that picture to black and white, it may be on some documentary.
It goes up in quality.
Yeah. So it's like, you can be, pick your style but definitely if I take this picture in color, it may be like, I don't like that, the stuff in the back, but we change it black and white, that stuff may look different.
Now it's a period piece. Yeah. You turned it black and white.
Yeah. So there are several different like modes and things you can do in shooting in a camera. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even like ND filters that y'all talked about. Mm-hmm. That just changes the flow of it.
Which filter?
The ND filter that the guy ran.
Oh, okay.
The big camera. It looked like they had an ND filter on the top of the lens. That just changed like the mood and the setting of it. So you see a lot of that when you're outside or films. You see like Wild Wild West films and stuff like that. Like, it all depends on the mood and stuff. Then they got some cameras now too. Like they may be mad expensive. One of our cameras got a button when the ND filter comes down. So you gotta buy the actual cap.
Got you.
So it's like little stuff like that where the price goes up.
Right.
On that. But yeah, it all be.
Yeah, I'm gonna come fuck with a class. I want to see how that works.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to make that an episode. Matt goes to photography class.
And if you don't have a camera, we have cameras here that you can play with.
Okay. Any Canons?
Yeah. Canons.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Canons and Sonys. Give your socials, your websites, how they can get in contact with you. Please book him, book the crew for work, man. They're immaculate. I stand by it. I'm like a booking agent at this point. I'm already,
we got to talk about some stuff, man.
singing their praises, man, and trying to get them out there to as many people as possible. So give all your socials, your websites, everything you got going on, man, so that our audience can become your audience and support what you're doing.
For sure, I appreciate it. CJ Wolfe, CJX Wolfe on all social platforms.
Wolfe with the E at the end.
Wolfe with the E at the end, WOLFE. And then at Immortal Vision Studio on all platforms as well, CJXWolfe.com and ImmortalVisionStudio.com.
We appreciate your time today. You are building something incredible that I definitely, want to continue to be a part of and, help you foster this and pass business back and forth and information back and forth and all of that, man. You're definitely creating something very memorable and special here for the city, and it's something that anybody that's in and around creative spaces or, you need photos, you need video work, whatever, they need to be tapping in with y'all because y'all have an amazing team, man, and y'all do excellent work.
100%. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Definitely, bro.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, definitely. We out.
We out.